age-old question, which game genre is best? This week, the bonus round tackles that question.
Jeff, what's your favorite? Because nobody ever asks you the question back. I'm going to ask you the question.
From action to role-playing to tower defense, see if you agree when Seamus, Marcus, and Jeff weigh in with their genre of choice right now in the bonus round. We're back here in the bonus round, and to wrap up this month's edition with Seamus, Marcus, and Jeff, we're going to debate our favorite game genres. There are lots of great genres out there, from open world action games to classic games and everything else in between. So we wanted to open up the floor to see what you guys think are your favorite genres. Seamus, let's start with you.
What I think my favorite genre is. I'm going to have to say, partially seriously, but partially as an ironic joke, tower defense. Really? And the reason I say tower defense is that the proliferation of tower defense games that have become available, and the number of different themes that are appropriately or inappropriately devoted to tower defense is so astonishing and awesome. It's hilarious. You just search for tower defense in the App Store, and you can get a tower defense game about just about anything. Yep. And they're all exactly the same game with exactly the same economies in them.
Well, and even when you saw some
awesome.
games,
it's like the Twilight Zone of game genres.
No, and you even saw, I remember last year I think I was playing Assassin's Creed 2, and they had tower defense in that game on consoles, and now it's starting to like transition.
No, it's like a checkbox. I better have tower defense here, and on my dishwasher display.
Now, where did tower defense begin?
In a tower.
Do we think?
In the Middle Ages. There was a bunch of French people fighting the English. Some guy was like, defend the tower.
Exactly, yeah.
Wait a second. If I stand behind a wall, it's harder to kill me.
I think you win. I think it is the best genre.
I have 5 coins. How come I can't buy a cactus that shoots spikes? That's really the question the French had. But no, I mean, it's just craziness. And I love the genre because it's got it's a non-dorky way to do a little strategy. Right. And stuff happens, but
not dorky.
You can kind of like, well, it depends on what the genre of the tower defense game is, whether or not it's dorky. But you can kind of
subgenres
watch it for a while or not, and it's kind of funny when you lose. It's an interesting kind of a thing.
And very accessible too, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, no, and it is absolutely rabbit-like in its ability to procreate and replicate itself.
Fine choice.
There you go.
Tower defense.
Tower defense.
Marcus, do you agree tower defense? Or
I'm not. Look, I can enjoy tower defense. I'm a huge sucker for RPGs. I grew up reading. I was very blessed. My mum would buy me lots and lots of books, and to me, games are the ultimate in escapism. And so being able to drop into an RPG, whether it be Fallout, whether it be World of Warcraft, Skyrim, I mean, that sort of thing to me, and is just the ultimate, and that's what really sucks me in. And it's interesting to see that particular genre bleed into all others now. I mean, it's been going on for several years. I remember when I repped Ghost Recon for UBISOFT, we said it had RPG-like elements because you could improve your aim and the amount of ammo you can carry and your reload time with these little skill points for completing missions. And now you take that to the nth degree where you look at what Borderlands is doing and you look at what Far Cry does with the skill trees. And I think that to me just anything that adds more choice and lets you create your own character and be your character in this virtual world, that is so appealing to me. I mean, that's why I loved Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. And, I liked Mass Effect 3 to a certain degree. But I mean, that whole thing of being invested, putting the time in, exploring, building your character and taking, if you want to play as a dick, you get to play as a dick. And the game, adapts around you. And that to me is just the greatest thing about our industry and our hobby and what we do, because it's just the ultimate in escapism. It's somebody who grew up wanting to be James Bond and can now be James Bond if somebody did a decent friggin' James Bond game.
But look, that goes back to our earlier discussion about consoles. That style of game, like the Skyrim style of game or Mass Effect style of game, is a type of entertainment that only we can do. Yep. And when you do it on a big high definition television, there are, tens of thousands of families. I know, and I was reading, look at the forums, families who play Skyrim for 50 hours instead of watching a film, and they have debates about what they're going to do with the character and who's going to control the thing. And it's this experience that you can only have with games, and probably only have with a nice console, like in the living room with that setup, or a big PC, set up so you can have that experience.
But the other great thing about something like RPG is, with new consoles, new technology, they're only going to get better, more immersive. And tower defense will probably be the same tower defense 10 years from now.
I think most RPGs are going to require to have tower defense. I think by federal law, I think in the meeting with Joe Biden, that was actually
I think what would be interesting is actually, if MMORPGs
where's your tower defense?
If you look at the new consoles and the power they deliver and the connectivity, MMORPGs finally making that console crossover, because we know they tried it with the DC Universe Online. That was kind of a dumbed down game on the PS3 that was just pretty horrible. But we know that the Elder Scrolls Online is coming. It'll be interesting to see how this new level of consoles will build in this level of immersion. We looked at some of the things from Microsoft did at CES, where they illuminate the whole room and put you inside the game, and it's your entire room. That's going to be interesting, and that taps into what an RPG can do. How freaking cool would it be to have a room that becomes Skyrim? It's almost holodeck from Star Trek.
You could put it in the restaurant.
Hold that thought, guys. We're going to be right back.